doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Diffuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walk the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I am your gracious host, Carl, and I'm here to talk about tonight's Maction and tomorrow's Maction. And I'm here to also touch on a little bit the Auburn-Baylor game. A great game. I predicted Baylor to win. Y'all don't know that because I didn't give y'all a preview on that. But I picked Baylor to win. And Baylor won. Baylor won the game, but I'll touch on that at the end. We also got to do some poll talk because, yes, we did AP poll talk yesterday, but the college committee dropped their top 25, and boy, do I have some gripes. I have a little bit of gripes, mainly North Carolina being ranked and Liberty being unranked. But before I get into that, I would like to ask that you leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you like the content on this show or any show on this network, my show, CTC, we have the main show featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave. We have BWT, Baseball with Teddy. We have FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach. We got the Joe Jordan Show, who I believe dropped an episode today, talking about the Kings. We have Dave's Doghouse, which will drop an episode tomorrow. And then we have our new show. Again, welcome to the Refuse to Lose Network, Javon. We got Real Ballers Only, RBO, where he's going to talk about not just the main guys that ESPN talk about or your Fox Sports to talk about, but we're going to talk about anybody. Anybody that's been balling, you will get mentioned. So it could be from even, let's just say LeBron. I know I just said the main guys, but we'll go from there to anywhere like Cade or anywhere like LaMelo, anywhere Ant-Man, Asar Thompson, Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma, Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Brunson. I'm trying to think of like even lower, like guys lower tier. Let's just say, who can I think of real quick? Devin Vassell of the Spurs. We got, let's just say Jordan Goodwin has a really good game for the Suns. Or, y'all get it. So if you ball, you have a great game, you will be talked about on RBO. So yeah, if you like any of the content, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Watch a couple videos, go down the rabbit hole, and if you like what you listen to, just stick with us. So again, we now have to go to poll talk, and I'm going to pull up now the College Football Committee top 25. As you may or may not know, because the show aired at 7:00 earlier today, the top four stays the same. Ohio State, number 1. Georgia, number 2. Michigan at 3. Florida State at 4. Now, actually, you know what? The top 8 stays the same. So 5, Washington. 6, Oregon. 7 is Texas. 8 is Alabama. Now 9 is where we have Ole Miss moves up to 9. Penn State moves up to 10. Louisville moves up to 11. Oregon State moves up to 12. They move up 4 spots after beating Colorado. Shout out, what up, Joe? Shout out, Joe. Tennessee is at 13. They move up. I forgot who they played. Mizzou drops down 2 spots to 14. Glad they didn't fall too hard. They played Georgia competitive. They just lost to Georgia. I mean, it's Georgia. 15, Oklahoma State. They move up 7 spots. They win Bedlam. They reap the rewards of winning Bedlam. I picked them to win Bedlam. I'm happy they won Bedlam. 16, Kansas moves up 5 spaces after beating Iowa State. 17, Oklahoma. They dropped 8 spaces after losing Bedlam. 19, LSU drops 5 spaces. 18 is Utah. 19, LSU. 20, Notre Dame, 21. Arizona went from unranked to 21 after they beat UCLA, which I picked them to beat UCLA. Noah Fifita, just balling. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'm sorry, but you've been balling. Iowa jumps in at 22, went from unranked to 22. Man, I love Iowa's defense. Iowa defense could compete. I ain't gonna say that. I almost jumped the gun. Just know Iowa defense is always top tier every year, but their offense is so bottom tier that if their offense can just slightly match the defense, Iowa could be in contention for championships every year if they could just fix that offense. That's how great that defense is. 23, Tulane. Not so. I'm not mad there. North Carolina went from unranked to ranked 24th. And then Kansas State went from 23rd to 25. Now, some teams that dropped. UCLA, unranked now. USC, Caleb Williams is unranked now. Air Force is now unranked. Now, I'm not surprised nor mad at any of them being unranked. Now, what up, Teddy? What I'm mad about is UNC being ranked. Why? Because they beat the mess out of Campbell? Really? Because they beat Campbell, which I believe is an FCS school. Now we're ranking North Carolina again? No. That should be Liberty. Liberty should be ranked. I don't care if it's 25th. I don't care if it's 24th. I don't care if it's 23rd. Liberty should be ranked. Again, it's just the college football committee not respecting a group of 5 schools, and it's unacceptable. I get JMU is not ranked because they can't be ranked. I found that out last week. They can't be ranked, so I get it. But JMU put in a petition, and I hope the NCAA allows it. I hope they allow them to, I hope they bypass this jank rule. Well, it's not jank, but JMU showed that they're above the rule. 9-0, undefeated in Sunbelt. Should have played for the Sunbelt Championship last year in their first year in the Sunbelt, but couldn't because of the rule. I'm not saying all right, this is what I'm saying. At least let them compete for the Sun Belt Championship. At the very least, allow them to play for the Sun Belt Championship. If you don't want to give them a bowl game, I think that's pretty screwed. But I could forgive it if you allow them to compete for the Sun Belt Championship. At the very least, allow them to do that. I wish they can play in the bowl game as well because they deserve it. And they would be in a New Year's Six bowl, which is absolutely crazy for a team in its second year in FBS football to be projected to be in the New Year's Six bowl as the best group of 5 school in the country. But they've been playing like they deserve it. And also, Kirk Cignetti, a guy I wanted at MSU. He's a program changer. He wins everywhere he goes, no matter the division. And he's proven it. FCS he won. D2 he won. D3 he won. Now he's in the FBS, 9-0. And he's been doing so good. The petition. So, all right. So that's it for Poll Talk. I'll answer this question. So what's your take on Caleb Williams crying in his mom's arms after the game? I don't read too much into it. I mean, people reading too much into it because he did it in public, but if he would have did it behind closed doors, he probably would have did it behind closed doors too. I mean, I'm not mad at it. It shows that he cares. It shows that he's emotional, he cares, and that's what you want. You want somebody on your team that cares. If he just walked around looking nonchalant, like, hey, whatever, I'm out of here anyway, then people would also read into that too much, like, oh, he don't even care. He just already know he going to the league. So I don't read too much into it. The only thing I read into it that he really cares about this SC school. He really wanted to win. He wanted to win a championship for the school, and he pretty much sees that his chance of winning a championship is now over. So I don't read. People that read too much into that, just they're irritating. They're like, honestly, because this game is emotion. You want to show emotion in this game. I bet his teammates respect him a lot more after that. But that's it for me in Poll Talk. Let's get into some of these games that we had tonight. And we had our first technical upset where they're in the book. Ball State was plus 9.5. I know I told Ace, I said, Ace, man, I got a feeling. Not Ball State will win, no. Didn't text him that. But I got a feeling that Ball State's going to cover this 9.5, man. He's like, I don't really see too many people on it like that. But, I mean, if you with it, I'm with it. I trust you. And lo and behold, Ball State ended up winning 20-17 on the road against Northern Iowa. I said Iowa, Northern Illinois, Northern Iowa played basketball today, and I did. I ain't watch it, but I tracked it. But they played Northern Illinois, got the W. Wrong journal. Hold on, give me a second. Wrong journal. I was reading my preview journal. I got my recap journal right here. So, great game. Ball State found a way to win late, down 10-17 late. Rocky Lombardi actually, shout out to Spartans, but Rocky Lombardi, fumbled 3 times in this game, twice in crucial situations. And the last one was just, what are you doing? Why are you trying to throw the ball with 2-3 people around you? Just eat the sack. Stop. Don't try to play hero ball. Playing hero ball lost them the game. But let's get into it. Ball State starts with a 6-yard touchdown run by Kyle Kelly. Set up by Marcus Cooper, 21-yard run. NIU starts with the Rocky Lombardi fumble. That's his first of the 3, which leads to a 50-yard field goal miss, which then would lead to a 3-and-out punt. And then you really don't get much until 10:48 left in the second quarter. Rocky Lombardi scores a 4-yard touchdown run, set up by Trayvon Rudolph, 21-yard run. Trayvon Rudolph actually did a lot of his damage on the ground as a receiver. Shocked me. I really thought he would do his damage through the air, but he did a lot of it on the ground. With 1:04 left in the second quarter, Ball State would score a 37-yard field goal, set up by a 32-yard Kyle Kelly run. But NIU would answer with a 27-yard field goal right before the half, set up by Dane Partridge, 20-yard catch. And then NIU would start the second half with a punt. Ball State would start the second half with a punt. Ball State would then miss a 37-yard field goal, which would lead to a 35-yard Trayvon Rudolph touchdown run, which would put Northern Illinois up 17-10. Then Rocky Lombardi would fumble on their next drive. That was just one of those. So 2 of his fumbles, the first one and the second one, were basically like handoffs. He was reading, and I guess he just botched the handoff, and Northern Illinois, Ball State recovered both fumbles. The second one would lead to a 6-yard Tanner Cozio touchdown catch. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, Tanner. That's what tied the game 17-17. Then Northern Illinois would get the ball off the kick, and then this is the hero ball play. Rocky Lombardi, he pumps, he rolls, he's trying to make a play. 2 guys are around him. He's still trying to throw the ball. They close in, and that's when he finally tried to release the football, but he gets blasted. The ball comes out. The arm is not going forward. Well, he has it. When his arm is going forward, the ball is already gone. The Ball State will recover, and then they will run the clock out and kick the game-winning field goal from 36 yards out. They kicked it with 5 seconds, but all 5 seconds ran off. Even if it didn't, 1 or 2 seconds, you would just need a house call or a 75-yard Hail Mary. But Ball State would win on the road for the first time, I believe, this year. 3rd win of the season. I did pick Northern Illinois to win. I knew it would be close, but I didn't think Ball State would win. I thought it would be close, and then Northern Illinois would pull it out. Rocky Lombardi might lead a game-winning touchdown drive, or the defense would stifle Ball State. Because, to be honest, Ball State passing game, Kyle Kelly is an excellent athlete, great athlete. But him throwing the football is not his strong suit in the slightest. He's going to have to work on that a lot. Does he have the potential? I believe so. I think he's a redshirt freshman, I believe. So he has the potential to get better throwing the football, but right now is not it, especially if you would need a game-winning drive. But, hey, they got the ball in the short field, was able to run the ball. And, oh, man, hey, shout out, man. Hey, first time here. Hey, look, I appreciate you, my boy. Shout out to you. Hopefully you enjoy the content. I appreciate you for stopping by. But Ball State wins tonight. So we move on to our next game. Central Michigan at Western Michigan. And I try to call my shot here. I felt confident about Central Michigan. I know a lot of people actually felt confident about Central Michigan. And we were looking good too. 3rd quarter, Central Michigan came storming back, actually took the lead, but then a missed field goal swung momentum right back in Western Michigan's favor. Western Michigan at home went down the field. What's his name? Jalen Buckley broke a 52-yard touchdown run. And then I don't know what happened to Jace Bauer after that. It just seemed like all his confidence was gone. It like everything he was doing. I'm like, yeah, he's just shook. Like I don't know what he's just giving the game away. Man, right? He dropped back like 30 yards in the end zone. Almost like stepped out at the tube to throw the ball away. it got crazy after that. I believe it was a fumble after Western Michigan tied it up at 28. Yeah, Marion Lukes, he fumbled the next drive after Western Michigan went and tied it up, which led to Western Michigan taking the lead and never looking back. Like, Central Michigan had the game. They fought and stormed back and had it, and then just fumbled it, literally. But we'll get into it. So, CMU starts with the punt. Western Michigan, they start with a 23-yard Austin Hintz touchdown catch set up by Blake Bozeman, 35-yard catch. Now, Western Michigan started off hot. Honestly, the way the game started, I was like, dang, Central might not make it. I know Ace texted me. He was like, man, Western Michigan first half is like, it's like money. We should take it. I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to bet just no halftime. I'm trying to bet the whole game. So, but he told me Western Michigan money line first half, and they actually won the first half 21-7. But after Western Michigan scores, they would then score again with a 1-yard Jalen Buckley touchdown run with 12:15 left in the second quarter, set up by Kenneth Womack, 21-yard catch. Central Michigan would score a 17-yard touchdown run by Marion Lukes with 5:08 left in the second quarter, but Western Michigan would then answer with the Anthony Sabuki 22-yard catch after Blake Bozeman 20-yard catch. Now, the Sabuki touchdown catch, I don't know what the DB was doing. I don't know if it was like two-man under. I don't know if it was cover two. He had great position until the receiver just ran by him, and he just looked like he didn't know what to do. The safety must have been late. Like I said, I don't know if he was supposed to be underneath on purpose, a two-man under, and the safety was just late. But the receiver got on top. Receiver, Josh stacked him, and it was an easy touchdown. Now, they reviewed it. I don't know why they really – they reviewed it because the ball came out at the end, but I think he completed the catch already. He's on the ground, and the ball just happened to come out late, and so they ruled it a touchdown. They actually said they confirmed the touchdown. So, but yeah, so Western Michigan went up 21-7 there. Then CMU right before the half would try a 55-yard field goal, and it would be no good, but it was like short, and the return man tried to return it, but I believe that's the 55-yard field goal. Maybe I believe that was a 55-yard field goal right before half. They missed it. He tried to return it. It was a block in the back anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. And then Western Michigan just let it go to half. Coming out of half, Western Michigan started with a 3-and-out punt. Then Central Michigan starts with the turnover on downs, 4th and 2. Marion Lukes. This play call was crazy. 4th and 2, they're clearly like loading the box, and they just run it right up the gut and get stuffed for no yards. But then it would lead to a Western Michigan turnover on downs, 4th and 2. The pass was incomplete, which then would lead to a Central Michigan 10-yard touchdown pass to Mitchell Collier, set up by Langston Lewis, 22-yard catch. Then after that, Central Michigan will get the ball back. Western Michigan Hayden Wolf would then throw an interception, which would lead to a 3-yard Mitchell Collier touchdown catch. So that'll be his second on the night. That one was more so like a play action tight end goes into the flats, touchdown, wide open. I think they had him at fullback or something like that, and he went in the flats. But either way, wide open touchdown. Then Central Michigan will get the ball back and score a 67-yard touchdown pass to Tyson Davis to take the lead I mentioned earlier to go up 28-21. But unfortunately for me, because I picked Central Michigan, Western Michigan will go rattle off 17 straight. Central Michigan, this is the missed field goal. They would then get the ball back, miss a 45-yard field goal. And then Jalen Buckley, like I said, breaks a 52-yard touchdown run to tie the game. Then Marion Lukes will fumble, which will lead to a Leroy Thomas 41-yard touchdown catch. And then Western Michigan, that's when, after that touchdown to Leroy Thomas, that's when Jace Bauer I don't know what he did. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was doing. But Central Michigan obviously punted from him running back like 20 yards and almost in the end zone to almost stepping into 2, to them saying that he didn't step out at the 2, to him just throwing the ball away. They would then punt. Western Michigan would score a 27-yard field goal, basically to ice it. Set up by Kenneth Womack, 24-yard catch. And then Jace Bowell, again, I don't know what happened. He was rattled because he threw a pick the next drive. Throws a pick. Western Michigan needs it out. They went 28-38. Basically said all I had to say. Central, really good game last week against Northern Iowa, but almost let it slip away. Again, Rocky Lombardi threw the pick in that game last week for Central Michigan to ice it. This week, Central Michigan throws a pick down 10. I mean, I don't think Central Michigan would have came back and won. But for those gambling out there, they wanted Central Michigan to score because Central Michigan finished the line at plus 3.5. A touchdown and extra point would have gave them the W by the hook. But like I said, Bauer throws the pick and ruins it for all those plus 3.5 gamblers. Got to take this off because it's not post off. All right, we move on to Ohio at Buffalo. I did pick Ohio to win. Ohio actually finished the line at -7.5, which didn't matter. They covered. I actually bet the under in this game. It was under 43.5. I texted Ace. I said, yeah, this under's a lot. Ohio defense. I mean, I just didn't trust Buffalo to score that much. And actually, after the first half, Ohio didn't score at all. It was 0-3 Buffalo. Buffalo kicked the field goal right before half. Ohio didn't score. They got shut off the first half. It was 0-3. But then Ohio would rattle off 20 in the second half to win 20-10. Now, Buffalo would start, and they would start aggressive. They started with a 4th and 1. They got shut down. They run got stuffed by Mike Washington. Ohio would then start with a 3-and-out punt. Buffalo honestly dominated this whole first half. Dominated. Was moving the ball. Just couldn't score for it, but they moved the ball. Ohio couldn't do anything. With 6:24 left in the second quarter, Buffalo scored a 44-yard field goal, set up by a Booby Curry 48-yard catch. Then Buffalo would miss a 55-yard field goal before the half. Could have been up 6-0, but like I said, they was only up 3-0. Ohio would start the second half with a 29-yard field goal set up by Say Bangura. He basically set up that whole drive. He had 4 carries for 41 yards on the drive. Then Buffalo would start with a 3-and-out punt, and then Ohio would score a Say Bangura 2-yard touchdown run. Again, he was one of my keys of the game. Set up by Tyler Walton. He had 2 catches for 23 yards on that drive. Then Buffalo would answer with a 2-yard C.J. Agbona touchdown run set up by Darrell Harden 52-yard catch. Ohio would answer with a 26-yard field goal set up by O'Shawn Allison, 4 carries for 42 yards on that drive. And Buffalo with Cole Snyder would then fumble, leads to a Sia Bangura 1-yard touchdown run. Buffalo would then have a turnover on downs, 4th and 11 pass incomplete, which would lead to the end of the game. Again, Buffalo dominated the first half. Didn't really score, but they were able to move the rock while Ohio was not. Ohio was trying to figure out things on offense. Now, one thing surprised me. Sam Wigglets didn't have a catch. I seen him out there, I believe, but he didn't have a catch. Kind of threw me off. One of my favorite receivers in the MAC, like Jawan Newton, Sam Wigglets. Greg Leverding's cool, but Sam Wigglets one of my favorite receivers. Didn't see him. But Ohio gets the dub. They're still not at the top, but they're right there. They're fighting for that top spot. I think just to lose to Toledo. I think I picked Toledo to win the MAC to start the year. And I'm still high on Toledo. Toledo plays tomorrow. And speaking of Toledo, no, they're not my first preview. Gotta get into these previews. I'm gonna preview the Maction for y'all tomorrow. I will be back Thursday. I'm off work Thursday, so I will be back Thursday before the games to give y'all previews for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, first game we have Wednesday, 7:00, ESPNU, Akron at Miami of Ohio. For those who are new, the way I do it, I do 5 keys for each team to win. I start with the away team first, and then I give my winner. So for Akron, can Jeff Undercuffler repeat success of last week? He went on 3 drives straight where Akron scored 3 straight touchdowns to come back and beat Kent State. Can he repeat or have some sort of similar success? Has to contain Avion Smith. Avion Smith can use his legs. Again, Brett Gabbert is out for the year, the broken leg, so it's going to be Avion Smith from here on out. Have to contain him. They can't go down big like last week, however. You can't afford to go down like that against Miami of Ohio. I do think Miami of Ohio defense is way too good to do that. I think it's obviously better than Kent State's defense, so can't do that, can't afford it. Has to stop Rashad Amos, the running back for Miami of Ohio. He runs hard. I remember watching the Toledo game and wondering, why did not give him the ball more? Which they ended up doing, so. And can they force a turnover? Because this defense has 6 interceptions on the year. They're going to have to force a turnover to have a chance to beat Miami of Ohio. I don't see Akron winning this game without extra possessions. And I'm not just talking about 1. I'm talking about 2 or 3. Now, Miami of Ohio. Can Avion Smith work both on the ground and through the air? I think he only has 1 touchdown so far ever since taking over for Brett Gabbert. I think he still needs to put it together through the air. It's pretty cool on the ground, but has to put it together on the air. Feed Rashad Amos. That's what helps any young quarterback who's not a starter a run game, so you got to feed him. Feed Gage. I say Greg. I always say Gage. Gage Laverdane. It's your best receiver on Miami of Ohio. So get him the rock, let him work, make a couple guys miss. Force Jeff Undercuffler to throw an interception. Jeff Undercuffler has 6 picks on the year. And keep playing suffocating defense, because I think if Miami of Ohio scores, let's say in the range of like 17, 21 points, the game's over. Now, as far as covering the spread, they're going to have to score more than that, obviously, because they're minus 17.5, as you can see on the ticker. But I just think in order to win the game, they just need 17, 20 points. I don't see Akron scoring as many points as that against this Miami of Ohio defense. And with that being said, I'm going to take Miami of Ohio to win the game. Just think they're a way better team. Akron, while they do have fight in them, I don't want to say they're no match, because football, any given Sunday, well, in this case, any given Saturday, well, in this case, any given weekday, but anything can happen. But I do think that team-wise, Akron is undermatched in this football game. Miami of Ohio defense is really good. Avion Smith is a wild card, but I think leaning on the run game would help him get settled in this game. So we move on to Bowling Green at Kent State. Bowling Green. And you can catch this game Wednesday, 7 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. Now, for Bowling Green, Connor Bazelot, no interceptions. He has 6 on the year. Again, transferred in from Indiana, originally from Mizzou University. Feed Terrion Stewart, 762 yards and 8 touchdowns. He's key. He's a real big part of Bowling Green's success. First Tommy Ulatowski turnover. He only has 1 interception since taking over for Michael Alemo. He only has 1 interception, but this Bowling Green defense has 12 interceptions. So, again, what's going to give is are they going to walk away with more interceptions on defense, or is Ulatowski going to stay at 1 pick? Now, for Bowling Green, got to walk away with more than 12 picks at the end of this game. Now, I say in this one, score, because Kent State's defense is susceptible to giving up a lot of points. So Bowling Green has to take advantage of it. I haven't seen the game. At least I don't remember a game where Kent State has held an opponent, I say under 20. And, I'll double check that because I don't remember it. But we can always check ESPN to make sure. I got Kent State pulled up right here. No, I don't. Now I do. Kent State pulled up right here. They have allowed 56 to UCF, 28 to Arkansas. Okay, 10 to Central Connecticut, but FCS. Fresno State put up 53. Miami put up 23. Ohio put up 42. Miami of Ohio, by the way, put up 23. Eastern Michigan put up 28. Buffalo put up 24. Akron put up 31. So they give up a lot of points. Kent State. Oh, excuse me. My last point for Bowling Green is have to stop Krishan McCray, who's Kent State best receiver, might even be their best player on offense. But for Kent State, no turnovers. You can't afford to give Bowling Green extra possessions. You already give up a lot of points. Can't add on to that. Have to hit explosive plays. You're at home. I mean, you have to hit explosive plays regardless, but you're at home. So hitting those explosive plays are like 5 times more because now you got the crowd into it. Momentum is more larger. Excuse me. More large, not a word. For larger is larger. Because you're at home, all momentum is really confidence. So get the ball to Krishan McCray. I obviously just explained that. Tommy Ulatowski has to use his legs. Now, the reason why I say that is because Ball State played Bowling Green last week, and I think it's Khalil Kelly. He had a really good game on the ground against them, almost 100 yards. I think he had like 90 on the ground at quarterback against Bowling Green. So they're susceptible to the quarterback run. So that's why Tommy Ulatowski has to use his legs. And you have to stop Terrion Stewart. Again, 762 yards, 8 touchdowns is a huge part of that Bowling Green offense. But I'm going to go with Bowling Green on the road. This line did move from minus 8.5 to minus 9.5. I mean, it's still under 10. So, I mean, I wouldn't – if you do want to take it, I wouldn't be mad at it. But I'm going to take Bowling Green in this one. I think Bowling Green is going to play defense while Kent State struggles to play defense. And that's not a recipe for success for any school, so give me Bowling Green. Now, my last preview I got for y'all tonight is Eastern Michigan at Toledo. Eastern Michigan, They're going to have to fight for their lives against, again, in my opinion, the best team in the MAC. Eastern Michigan has to contain Daquan Finn. 15 touchdowns through the air, can use his legs, baller. He's obviously up there for MAC Player of the Year. Now, his own teammate, Penny Boone, is right behind him. Another player that they have stopped, Penny Boone, is close to 1,000 yards already. Well, not already. It's week 11. The season's about like 3 more weeks until we have championship week. But he's almost at 1,000 yards. He's like, I think he's like 40 or maybe even like 10 yards away. Hold on, give me 1 second. I know he's in like 900 and some change in the high 900s in rushing yards. He's at 990, so he's actually 10 yards away from 1,000. So, and 9 touchdowns. Have to stop Jawan Newton. Jawan Newton, 9 touchdowns on the year. Get Tanner Cuney the ball. He has the most touchdowns at the receiver core with 3. And you have to run Samson Evans, 425 and 8 touchdowns. While I understand that's not a lot of rushing yards through 9 games, the reason why I say that is because of the 8 touchdowns. He almost averages a touchdown a game. You got to give him the ball because you're going to have to try to score points against the stout Toledo defense. Now, for Toledo, I mean, besides Toledo being as good as they are, have to get the ball to Jawan Newton. Again, 9 touchdowns. Now, he doesn't have the most yards on this team, but Jawan Newton, in my opinion, is the most productive receiver on this team. And I think he's the best receiver on the team. Get to Austin Smith, the quarterback. They have 23 sacks with this Toledo's defense. So bring him down, pressure him, get him on the ground. Force an interception, again. But yet, besides having Quinyon Mitchell, who was one of my finalists for the Jim Thorpe Award, this defense has 10 interceptions. So they got to force a turnover. Again, I think they're in the same situation with this next point. They score between 17 and 21. This defense is suffocating enough to where they can win. I've seen them do it against Miami of Ohio, where they scored like 20 in the first half, got shut out in the second half, but still won because Miami of Ohio couldn't put up more than 20 points. I think they put up 17. Again, that was the game that Brett Gabbert got hurt, and praise to Brett Gabbert, but still happened. They scored 21, and it was the final score 21-17. My last point is don't get complacent. And the reason why I say that is because it's easy to go up, again, like 21-0, and just be like, oh, all we got to do is coast. This team not that good. We just got coast. And then next thing you know, fourth quarter come, and it's a tight ball game. Got to keep your foot on the pedal. Got to keep your foot on the gas. Blow them out. Hey, look, I understand that some teams don't like to run it up, but you got to secure a W. Can't afford to slip and fall this late in the year, especially, like I said, with 2-3 weeks. Well, really, for the MAC, 2 weeks after this until MAC championship. So you can't get complacent, keep your foot on the gas. And with that being said, I'm pretty sure y'all know I'm going with Toledo. Again, I said Toledo is the best team in the MAC. I have them winning the MAC championship. Cannot afford to stumble against this Eastern Michigan team, so give me Toledo to win the game. Now, that would be it for the college football portion of the show. Now, the college basketball portion is not long. Honestly, I just wanted to touch on the Auburn-Baylor game. Just touch on it a little bit. I do have to give some shout-outs. Now, first of all, knew nothing about these young freshmen because I don't really pay attention to high school basketball. I'd rather watch you and understand and learn a little bit more about you once I see you at the collegiate level. Because high school, no offense to these high schoolers. I mean, shout out to all you high schoolers on the grind, keep doing you. But some of these high schoolers being weak leagues or people be scared. Like, hey, they're kids at the end of the day. So they can be intimidated by, hey, man, this guy got a Baylor offer and I got to go guard him. Like, come on, I ain't trying to do that. Like, man, like for real, coach. So I let the high school be what it is. It's all fun entertainment, highlights, cool for YouTube and stuff like that, AAU. But I'd rather judge them when they get to college. And these young freshmen play phenomenal, especially Baylor's freshmen. Aiden Holloway for Auburn had 19. Yeah, 19, 6 assists, in 27 minutes off the bench, 4 for 8 from 3. Boy got range. Boy has range. Now, Baylor's freshman, Jacoby Walter. Clicked the wrong person, but I think that's his name, Jacoby Walter. Yeah, Jacoby Walter. In his freshman debut, 28 points, 6 boards, 4 for 7 for 3, 7 for 13 on the field from the field. I believe he had a couple of and ones. Boy was nice. He was nice. Ray J. Dennis, not a freshman, but a grad transfer from Toledo, and his Baylor debut in a Big 12 against SEC competition. 15 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. Now, Ray J did get in early foul trouble in the second half. I think it was like 15 minutes left when he picked up his 4th foul. So he played 29 minutes, but Ray J. Dennis, former MAC Player of the Year last year at Toledo, I loved it when he signed with Baylor because I knew Scott Drew would turn him up. Scott Drew had Davion Mitchell, Jared Butler, Keontae George, Adam Flagler, LJ Cryer. I knew, well, it's early, but I knew Ray J. Dennis would be a good fit for Baylor. Now, Auburn, from midway through the first half through basically like the last 2-3 minutes of that second half, was dominating the game. Baylor would try to make runs, and Auburn always would have the counter for those runs. But then Baylor late game turned it up. Then they got a couple steals. Yeah, they got a couple steals. If I'm not mistaken, Jaden Nunn. Yeah, Jaden Nunn got a one on-ball steal to tie it, I believe. Then somebody got a steal and gave it to, and I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm going to try to pronounce it. Not Chris Lohner. It wasn't him. Was it Missy? Yeah, no, it wasn't Missy. Who was it? I know who it was when I see his name, but I thought I couldn't pronounce it. Why can't I find bruh? And it's kind of irritating me. It wasn't him either. It was number 4. Why is he not up here? Maybe it was him. I don't know. He got a breakaway dunk. Long story short, got an and one dunk. Baylor took the lead. Baylor would not look back from there. They stepped up the defensive intensity. Now, Aiden Holloway late in the game did pull 2. Well, the second one, the game was over. But the first one, he kind of pulled a bad 3 late in the game. Not uncharacteristic, just uncalled for. That basically like shot him out of any chance to coming back. But again, like I said, I don't want to harp on that because bro had an amazing game, especially for a rookie, for a freshman. Had an amazing game. Denver Jones and his transfer debut out of FIU. He played a pretty good game. I think he came off the bench. I'm about to find who made it. It was Missy. I thought he wore number 4, but I guess not. Missy, yeah, he got the and one dunk. I think he missed the free throw. Yeah, he did miss the free throw. Ray J. Dennis hit the game tying 3. They moved the ball. Ray J. Dennis made the extra pass. Defender committed to the extra pass. Person passed it back to Ray J. Nobody there. They just left him wide open. Why would you do that? Knocked down the game tying 3. And that was with 3:02 left. So like I said, and then I was also after Jaden Nunn steal. So yeah, like I said, they stepped up the defensive pressure. Scott Drew must have got on them. Baylor took the game and won. Like I said, I thought Baylor would win, and they did win. I think Baylor's right. The SEC is loaded too, but the Big 12 is loaded. I think the Big 12 is. I said it last year. I think I said it the past 2 years. Big 12 is the best conference of college basketball. It used to be the ACC, but the ACC is just top heavy. Big 12 has Baylor. Big 12 has Houston. Big 12 has Kansas. Texas Tech is normally good. Texas. I get SEC has Kentucky, Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee. Texas A&M is supposed to be really good this year. They have those guys. SEC for sure is loaded. Auburn was finished to pick to go 6. Auburn's a really good team. But, man, I just look at the Big 12. The teams I named, you got Oklahoma might be cool. Now Oklahoma State did just lose to Abilene Christian. But I won't let that one stumble cloud my judgment of Oklahoma State throughout the year. They have TCU with Jameer Nelson Jr. I think Arthur Kaluma plays for K-State. They got somebody else too, I can't remember. But K-State with Tyler Perry and Arthur Kaluma and Tomlinson. So, like, I just think the Big 12 is the best conference. I know I'm rambling. I'm about to end it. I just think the Big 12 is the best conference in college basketball, though. Big East is up there, too, with Marquette, UConn, Creighton. Hopefully, Georgetown can turn the corner now that Ed Cooley's there. Providence is a really good team. St. John might turn the corner with Rick Pitino. That's a UConn. I think I did say UConn. Xavier might still be good. Now, Butler was on a down year last year, but Big East is still up there. But that's all I have for y'all tonight. I will be back Thursday, probably around 4:30, 5 o'clock, to give you the rest of your previews and to give you a recap from Wednesday. Like I said, I'm off work, so I will be here. But again, that's all I got for y'all today. And until Thursday, peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.